repression daily. They cannot do the simplest things, even choosing what to wear.
It does upset me that the left isn't as willing as the right to speak out about this sort of stuff. Both of my parents were Iran. My father was a principal solicitor at the age of 17. Well, fundamentally, it's an Islamic republic, and it incorporates Islam in all platforms of government.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents themselves are Muslim, but they don't believe in religion and state interfering with each other. They believe in a separation.
Okay.
And they use Islam as an excuse to push a very extremist platform. For instance, there's a lot of death penalties in Iran. I think it's the highest per capita in the world.
Yeah.
There's no political freedom in Iran. And the list can go on. The treatment of women and students is just...
Okay, so what do you think about much of the kind of Western left, or yes, like progressive cause who aren't really that keen to speak out against what's going on in Iran?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a socialist myself. I'm a member of the Labour Party, and it does upset me that the left isn't as willing as the right to speak out about this sort of stuff. Because I think, if anything, I think it should talk to the left.
Yeah.
More. I think the left should appreciate this sort of thing more, because I think it's more in line with the principles of the left. I think. But I can also understand from where their point of view, if they don't want to get involved with things that don't concern them. But I think what they don't seem to understand is that it does concern them, in that you wouldn't think that the treatment of the people in Iran would be okay if they were treated in this way in the UK.
Exactly.
So it really does upset me that they don't want to get involved.
Yeah, and it's also like if you're speaking out against, say, sexism or inequality in the West, which obviously there is somewhat, but compared to the situation in Iran, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Well, in some cases it is, but it's generally not. So I just think that you should probably be able to speak out equally, if not more vocal about what's going on in Iran. Otherwise, you just lose any kind of integrity, in my opinion. Because I was from the left, and then I just started finding it really alienating how they refuse to talk about things like what's going on in Iran or across large parts of the Middle East. So it seems to speak to someone who's kind of from that background as well.
Yeah, I think like it is appeasement, and I think that they will come to regret not speaking out earlier. And I think it is a shame that the left is the one thing that really upsets me about the left.
So what do you think going forward? What's your hope for the outcome in Iran? Like, what do you want to see happen there?
Well, I'd like to hope people themselves. I mean, it's already happening. I mean, I don't know if you'd heard of the November protests, the protests in November in Iran. 1,500 people were murdered in the streets. Thousands were arrested. I think 12,000 were arrested. I mean, there's a lot of people rising up against the mullahs, and I hope that is sustainable, and I think that they do hope. I hope that the people of Iran believe that is sustainable enough to overthrow the regime, because there is so much discontent in Iran. There's like ridiculously high prices. Unemployment is incredibly high. There's no political freedom of speech. I mean, the situation is really awful, and I hope that people do. I mean, I can understand the uncertainty of a revolution is not to everybody's taste, but I hope that the people of Iran think that has more benefits than disadvantages.
Oh yeah, and one final question. So, what do you think in terms of intervention, Western intervention in the region? Is that something because I guess it's possible to be against the regime but not want to see Western intervention, or maybe you do, I don't know. So what's your view on that?
It's so complicated, isn't it? Like, I don't completely like, I think that economic sanctions, I think, are a good idea, because I think otherwise it is just appeasement.
Yeah.
Economic sanctions that try its best to minimise its impact on people and maximise its impact on leaders.
Yes.
So like freezing their bank accounts, and I mean, they have millions and millions all across Europe, which the EU could want, if they wanted to, freeze these assets and so on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think economic sanctions are the way forward. In terms of like military intervention, I'm not sure. I don't think that's necessarily needed. I think the Iranian people themselves should be the ones who demand their freedom. So yeah, I think economic sanctions is the way forward.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot.
No worries.
Okay, so I'm here with Farah Husseini, who's just been speaking at this protest in Trafalgar Square against the regime in Iran. So could you give us a bit of background about how you got involved with this and what the objectives are of the protest?
Yeah, so I'm one of the many Iranians who have lost loved ones to the Iranian regime in Iran. So two of my uncles were very actively opposed to the Khomeini regime after the revolution. So they were imprisoned and both were executed, one in 1981, the other in 1984. The events of the past, I'd say half a year, and the sheer number of people coming out onto the streets and risking their lives, from ordinary people, young people, old people, is a clear illustration of people's frustration at they're literally putting their lives on the line to say that we don't want this regime anymore. So I think that's enough of a indication of how people feel at the moment. Iran is still one of the few countries that executes people on the grounds of homosexuality. Women are subjected to repression daily. They cannot do the simplest things, even choosing what to wear. People are very frustrated, and Iran is a very young population, so they're not very tolerant of what the Iranian regime is doing to the young people and to the women.
To oust the clerical regime from the region by expelling the IRGC and its proxy militias from Iraq, Syria, Yemen, Lebanon and Afghanistan.
Could you just tell us a little bit about what this event is and what the objectives are?
Well, today the event is organised by the PMOI, who are the organisation who are the resistance against the Iranian regime.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not allowed to campaign in Iran because they're banned the organisation. But they promote themselves as the official opposition, and they have a leader, Madame Rajavi, who resides in France. And Madame Rajavi has a 10-point plan in opposition to the Iranian government as it currently stands.
What are their objectives, if you kind of sum up the main things they want to achieve?
Well, the main things is that they want a secular, nuclear-free, meaning no nuclear weapons, Iran. They want the gender equality between men and women. They certainly want to stop the death sentence, and certainly to stop the execution of minors under the age of 18.
Okay.
So they want to see a completely different Iran that is not either portrayed or under the control of the ruling mullahs.
And what would you say the situation is like in Iran for the average citizen?
Well, a demonstration like today would not be able to occur in Iran. But though protests have been occurring recently over petrol prices and over the behaviour of some of the mullahs. So it looks as though the change is going across the country. But there's brutal crackdowns against those people who engage in it, and they're imprisoned, tortured and quite often executed.
And what do you think we should do as the British people? Where should our kind of sympathies lie, do you think?
Well, I think we look at the British view itself. Iran is being a threat to us, not only in our shipping in the Straits of Hormuz, not only taking part in cyber attacks against our own parliament, but engaging in proxy wars in Yemen and Syria and taking over the government in Lebanon. But also, don't forget, dual nationalities such as Nadine Zahawi-Ratcliffe being imprisoned in Iran with no charge and being kept there. Is against the international law. It's something that we should stand up against. So if someone is promoting democracy in opposition to the theocracy of Iran, then certainly that would be an organisation I support.